What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode on the Life is Huncho YouTube channel. It's your host, the one and only Hugh Huncho on the mic today, man. And I have an amazing banger video for you guys. By the title, as you can see, right? How to find a good woman in 2025. I've been getting a lot of people requesting a video like this because a lot of men generally out here are just lost, right? They're just lost on, I'm hearing a lot of statements like, yo, bro, where the good women at? Yo, bro, I'm going here, bro. And I can't find good women. I'm dating people and, it just seems like there's no connection. I'm on these apps, bro, and I'm swiping left, because I can't find me my match. So have no fear. Hugh Huncho is here to give you information on how to find a good woman 2025. So I'm gonna go in list order here, right? Give you guys 6 things that you need to know and have to be a criteria before you go pursuing or trying to find a woman, right? And the first thing is know exactly what you want, right? First, before you can find something, you actually have to know what you're looking for. And unfortunately, a lot of men, they kind of stumble and fumble into relationships, right, with women and with people that they generally don't vibe with. They generally aren't super attracted to, or they stumble into the relationship without any plan or purpose on what is the reason why you're dating, right? Without lack of direct intention, I should say, right? They get into the relationship just because the girl is a little bit attractive, or, they're within their same social circle, right? Or the girl has an attractive body, right? But you have to, ask yourself, right? What exactly are you looking for? And be honest with yourself about that, right? Like, are you looking for a one-night stand, right? That's okay. Are you looking for a friends with benefits? That's okay. Are you looking for someone that you can be a girlfriend and maybe develop into a potential long-term relationship, right? Are you looking for a wife, right? Somebody that you say like, hey, listen, the next person or the next 2 people that I meet, I'm intentional on developing this relationship to going to becoming a marriage, right? Maybe not a marriage in the U.S. tradition, but a marriage where we are going to have this long-term union between ourselves. And the reason why you want to first know what you're looking for is because when you're being intentional on trying to find that woman, you have to first know, okay, what kind of woman am I looking for? Am I looking for a woman who's physically fit, who likes going to the gym? Am I looking for a woman who likes to cook? Am I looking for a woman who's adventurous or who's more reserved, who likes being in the house? And the reason why you want to know what you're looking for is because the woman that might be good for one man might not be the woman that's good for you. We have a problem in some friendships of ours where sometimes we see our friend in a relationship with a woman and we're like, damn, man, I wish I had her. Or damn, man, I wish I had a relationship like that. You might not know the full context to that relationship behind closed doors. That relationship might work really well for them because maybe that's a man who's more reserved. He don't like going outside. So she likes being in the crib. You know what I'm saying? She likes just watching a movie on a Friday, Saturday night. She don't need to go out. You might be a person who's more outgoing. You like going to the clubs here and there, you know what I'm saying, enjoy yourself. And you just want a woman that can go and accompany you there so you can really enjoy yourself. You have to really know who you are. And that actually goes into step number 2. Once you can figure out exactly what kind of woman that you're looking for, right? You have to then know who you are as a person, right? And be honest and authentic with yourself. Like, hey, I'm a person, I don't like working on cars. So I might want a woman who's okay being a little bit more independent in that realm. You feel me? I'm a person that I don't like to cook at all. So I want a woman who's okay and comfortable being in the kitchen, who enjoys it. Right? I might be a guy who likes video game. I might want a girl who enjoys video game or who's okay with me playing video games on a regular basis because that's where I get my level and my comfort, right? That's where I get my peace from. And then once you know what you're looking for, right, and you know who you are as a person, you have to love yourself, right, for being that person. You have to start thinking to yourself, okay, if this is who I am as a person, this is what I'm looking for in my individual partner, and right, in the woman that I'm trying to pursue or I'm trying to find, what qualities and what characteristics, what attributes in myself do I need to develop or do I need to have so I can attract that kind of woman into my life, right? Because if you're looking for just like a one night stand, you have to think about that too. Okay, if I'm looking for a one night stand, what kind of characteristic, what kind of level of confidence do I need to have when I talk to this girl and be like, hey, listen, I don't want nothing more besides what's going to happen tonight, but let's make sure we have a good time and we enjoy each other's company. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because if you're an individual who, you're a hopeless romantic and you're looking for the love of your life, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for a person who is, of course, honestly, she could be a person who has a lot of respect for herself, but maybe she just likes to dress real flashy or she likes to show a lot. If you know you're a person who doesn't really want that quality or characteristics in a woman, why are you going to go look for a woman at the club? You see what I'm saying? You could go there and maybe find, a friend and maybe it could develop into something. But what are the likelihood that that's going to happen, right? So because in this case, you are looking to find someone, you have to be willing to attract them into your life. As a man, you have to think to yourself, we're not chasing anything. You don't chase success. You attract success. You don't chase that promotion. In a way, you attracted that promotion. So just like how you shouldn't try and chase your future wife or chase your future partner or even chase a future one night stand, you have to attract it. You have to first start thinking about these things. How am I going to attract and manifest the type of woman that I want to come into my life, right? So since you then know what you're looking for, right, in a woman, the type of woman, right, knowing who you are and being happy with that, loving that, but while also working to develop the characteristics and the qualities that you would want in your partner, because it sounds crazy, right, to say, hey, I want a partner to be physically fit and physically attractive if I'm not physically fit and I'm not physically attracted to myself, right? And be real with that, right? Like we're not gonna live in a fantasy and say like, oh yeah, body positivity. I just love myself for who I am, because let's keep it a buck. If you really genuinely loved yourself for how you truly are, that would be expressed in how you carry yourself, your personality, and just by how you carry yourself in your personality, you would be able to attract people to you. The reason why that doesn't happen is because we as human beings, we're not genuinely in love with ourselves. And we're expecting somebody else to be genuinely in love with us. And we seek that outward validation. But if you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and say to myself, hey, I have some work that I need to do. I'm not a terrible individual. I'm not a completely hideous individual, but I know there's some areas and rooms for improvement. Now you're being real with yourself and you can actually make positive progress and steps forward to becoming that individual that you love and that you can enjoy looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm proud of myself. I don't have a six pack, but man, I got rid of those love handles. Man, I'm not super physically fit, but man, I'm in a nice house, right? I got something good going for myself. And the reason why is because if you want a woman who's confident and fit, you have to be confident and fit, right? You have to be someone that can make her laugh and give ease to her day, just because you want her to be someone that can make you laugh and give you ease to your day, right? As a man, you have to be able to have the balance of having humor, being able to laugh and enjoy the moment, but also know when to be serious and when to be like, hey, listen, I got to put my foot down, or hey, listen, this is how things are going to be, or hey, listen, I don't feel comfortable with this, or hey, listen, boss, I don't feel like working those extra hours, right? You have to be confident in your everyday life. And even if you might not agree with the situation, or maybe you don't want to do the situation, you have to be confident enough in yourself to be like, hey, this is how I feel and I'm okay with that because my feelings are valid. So to kind of move on from that topic, right, to move on to number 3, you have to then know where to look, right? Like I mentioned before, if you're looking for a wife, right, someone who dresses very well, who considers their appearance when they go out, right? And I'm talking about across the board, not just for eyes and attention from anyone and everyone, right? I don't care what people say. They're being intentional on who they're trying to have look at them, right? You have to be intentional on where you're looking at, right? You can't go to the club and try and expect that you're going to find somebody that you're going to be with for the 50, 60 years of your life. Like, it could happen. It could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but you shouldn't be going to the club every single weekend and that being your only place looking, right? you're narrowing your search. When you go on Google, do you just type in every single detail if you're trying to find a broad search? No, you don't do that. So some places that you can go to expand your search is the grocery store, right? Walmart, Target, Publix, on the weekend, on the afternoon time, right? And the reason why is because a lot of good women, they're probably in the grocery store because they're getting groceries for them to cook for the week, right? Right? They cook for themselves, or, maybe they cook for their family, right? Maybe they generally enjoy cooking, right? The grocery store. Another good place, as cliche it might sound, is church. Surprisingly enough, yes, it's church, it's mosque, it's temple. When you go there and you find a woman who's there either by herself or with a group of women or with a group of family members or friends, that shows that she's coming there intentionally to try and develop her faith. She don't have to be super religious. She doesn't have to be, a born again Christian or whatever the case may be, but at least she's there. You can tell that she's making an effort. And if that is something that you want to continue doing that is going to strengthen your relationship, at least you already know she has a good foundation because at least she's here, regardless if her parents drag her there or not. The next one, you have to be a little careful on this one, right? Because we know how the corporate sector can be. We know how HR is, and we know how some people can misinterpret signs or signals or whatever the case may be, right? But a good place is at work. Traditionally, back in the day, most unions and marriages and relationships, people met their partner, met their match through friends, family, colleagues, and work events or the workplace, right? You guys working in the same mutual building or sector or industry, that's positive because now you guys have something to kind of talk about outside of the typical social media or typical what's your favorite color questions, right? That is good. And it could be something positive where you guys maybe uplift and push each other in the workplace, right? You guys have ideas, you can bounce back and forth. But of course, you have to be careful with this, right? Because if someone doesn't like you and you like them and you continuously try and pursue them, it can come off as harassment. I'm warning you now. I'm telling you now. This is my disclaimer to you. Do not say Hugh Huncho told you to go hold the door for the girl. And then after, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you feel me? Like, I'm just saying this to say work is a great environment, but be careful, be mindful, read the signals. Don't be delusional. You know what I'm saying? And if she expressed interest into you, be mutual with that and express interest into her. If she expressed interest into you and you're not interested in her, be honest about that and upfront about it because you don't want it to become a sticky and messy situation. And then before you know it, you can't even go into the break room because it's the talk of the building, right? So that's my disclaimer to you guys. Another good place is at the gym, right? At the gym is a really positive place to meet a woman. Right now, of course, you want to be a little bit smart about this, right? Maybe talk to her when her workout is done or catch her on the way out and stuff like that. You feel me? Or if you guys just keep looking at each other and see her, hey, feel free to go ahead and walk up, talk to her mid-set, right? If she is giving you that level of eye contact, but you want to be smart about that. And I'm going to make a follow-up video to be even more intentional and specific about that because the gym is a really good place. And then the last good place that you can go to find a good woman are things that you like to do, right? Your own personal hobby. If you like going to the beach, go to the beach and try talking to women, right? If you like going to the arcade, go to the arcade, right? Don't do it so much where that's your only place, but that could be a good place to play things that you enjoy doing. If you enjoy painting, if you enjoy playing basketball, if you enjoy watching sports, sporting events and things like that would be really good. Even if you go to high school games, physical fitness activities where you do things in group like yoga, run clubs. These are all really good things. If you like rock music, going to concert, rock bands, things like that, those will really be good places to find your ideal match because they're already doing something that you enjoy doing. And that's why you're there. And then just to kind of give us our last set of things, right, that you need to do once you find your ideal woman, once you find out, I want you to understand that this isn't going to be like a one and done. This is going to be something where you just go one place and you find somebody and then boom, it could happen. You are a very lucky and blessed person if you do. But this is something where you might need to, take a couple of shots, right? Throw a couple of arrows, right? Until you find someone, right? Until you meet your mark. So you don't want to quit, right? You always want to be consistent, right? With that search because you're when you're ready to quit, that's when you're about to find a person. It's so crazy, right? You're always usually 3 feet from gold. So if you're trying to be intentional on dating right now, right, you want to set healthy boundaries and standards and stick to them. Set healthy boundaries and standards and stick to them. And the reason why I say this is because people tend to try and push the envelope, especially in the initial parts. And the initial parts, when what I mean by this is that, you don't want to be an individual who is compromising your standards or your boundaries just for the sake of trying to be in a relationship or just for the sake of trying to be with a girl, right? And the reason why I say this is because over time you might start losing more confidence in yourself. You might start losing more self-respect in yourself, right? Because you're compromising who you are. If you're a person who's clean and you like to be clean, tell her like, hey, I like to be clean. Can you just clean this up? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you leave, right? Like, if you don't care, you don't care, right? Be true to yourself and know who you are. Right? If you're a person who, maybe you don't feel comfortable paying for every single thing all the time, be okay with that because that is your financial situation right now. And the reason why is because do you really want to attract someone who's not on the same page as you? Exactly, right? You want to attract someone that you can have that conversation with. And that actually goes into another one of my points, right? Is have those important conversations early, right? And the reason why is because if you're trying to be intentional, you do not want to waste your time, your energy, or your money. So be intentional and have those tough conversations early. What is your family dynamic like? How's your relationship with your dad? How's your relationship with your mom? How's your relationship with yourself? What do you think about yourself? Right? What are some characteristics and qualities you think that are good or attractive? How many kids do you want? What are your thoughts on kids? What kind of religious or spiritual base do you want to have for your family, right? What are your pet peeves? What are your love languages? What are some things that people do that you don't understand it, but at the end of the day, you have to accept it? What are some things that you have a specific desire in your partner? What are some standards or boundaries that you have in your partner? All right. What are your expectations in a relationship? You see what I'm saying? If I was to get sick or if this was to happen, how would you react? What would you do? Have these early conversations. And the reason why is because if you don't have the conversation and the situation comes up and then they do something that you weren't expecting, guess what? It's on you because you never had the conversation. You never gave them the chance to tell them or tell you how they felt about it, right? And understand that this is going to be a game of numbers, right? Well, maybe not numbers, but it's going to take you some time, right? And that's okay. As a man, while you search for a woman, understand that you are searching to find, and at the same time, you are attracting the woman into your life. You are not chasing her. In the Bible, it says, a man who finds a woman finds a good thing. So understand that finding good things, it takes time and it takes diligence and it's rare, right? But understand the odds are in your favor, my young friend, my young gentleman, right? And the reason why is because men outnumber women 1-4 on the planet. Well, women outnumber men 4-1 on the planet, meaning for every guy, there's 4 women. So understand that your search is going to be vast, right? But the odds are forever in your favor, my friend. So that means no dates early on, okay, right? Like, get to know the person, text, FaceTime, talk, go on an outing, get some drinks, get some regular food, go to the gym together, right? Go watch a movie. Maybe the movie might be a date or whatever the case may be. And the reason why I say this, right, is don't let anybody peer pressure you into trying to take them out on a date right now or spend money or whatever the case may be. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of women, they want the Disneyland world fantasy, right? The Prince Charming, whatever. Do you know how many Disney fantasy romance movies and stories started with the dude just giving her a flower that he picked up off the ground? You know what I'm saying? You want somebody who's genuinely loving and attracted to you for you and not for what you can bring and provide, right? And that's how you can sniff them out really early, right? I'm not telling you not to take them on dates, and I'm not telling you to take a really, really long time to ask them on a date. If you guys have been talking for about 2-3 weeks and you guys don't do any kind of physical outing, I'm not gonna lie, you're not him. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the first couple of days. It doesn't have to be the first week, but Once you realize like, hey, I kind of vibe with her. She has a good personality. I can see this going somewhere. Let's go do something, right? Don't just go do something with somebody just because they're pretty, because they might be pretty, but if they don't got nothing up here, you're going to spend a whole hour, right, trying to make the conversation be something or force a conversation, and then it's just not going to leave a good taste in your mouth or in her mouth, right? And at the end of the day, if you be truthful and tell like, hey, this is not really a good connection, the conversation isn't really hitting, now she becomes aware of it, realize she might be boring, realize she doesn't have nothing to talk about, and then she might become a better and more interesting person for the next guy. Or she might come to you and be like, hey, listen, you're right, I'm sorry, I've been stale. Let me put more effort into this. And you want somebody who's going to put mutual effort into getting to know you and getting to know or build the relationship. It's not just one-sided, sir. And then the last thing, and this is probably one of the most important things, right, is like who likes you, okay? You know who likes you. You know who likes you because you had somebody who liked you in your life before, right? Well, I would hope so. It's okay. If you haven't, you know what the signs are like, right? Your mom liked you, your dad liked you, your sister liked you, your best friend liked you. What did they do? They thought about you, they checked up on you, they were considerate of you and your feelings, right? Things like that. You want to make sure you are attracting or pursuing a woman that already likes you to some kind of base, finds you some kind of attractive, find you some kind of funny, find you some kind of dress well, something like that. And the reason why is because it works better when you're talking to somebody who already likes you to some extent, right? You're not chasing. It doesn't seem like it's one-sided. You're not overextending yourself for that person. And the reason why is because you know what it's like when you don't really want to do something, but it feels forced on you, right? Or when you really don't want to be with somebody, or you don't really want to have this continued conversation, but someone is pulling you and keeping you in the conversation, right? You feel almost trapped. You almost feel annoyed, right? Imagine that on the flip side. You see what I'm saying? You want to make sure it's someone who can genuinely have their face kind of light up when they see your text message. They don't have to be head over heels in love with you, right? Especially if they just met you, but you just always remember, like who likes you, okay? Like physical appearance aside, you want to have a standard there. And if you have a standard there as far as physical appearance, you want to make sure that you can meet or match that standard or even exceed it. So then you can now attract even more people that like you for you. I'm not telling you to change who you are. I'm telling you to become the best version of yourself so you can attract the best version person that is meant for you, right? So with that being said, right, we're going to wrap up this video. Check out my last upload here at the top right. Go ahead and subscribe to the bottom to the channel, right? I upload 2 new videos every single week. You don't want to miss them, right? And with that being said, my name's Hugh Huncho, and I'm out. See you on the next video.